So let's get more broad because you've been covering protests for a while. What kind of are some of the themes that you've seen generally, just in the protests that you've covered, the experiences you've had, the people you've encountered? Kind of sum it all up for me: the good, the bad, and everything in between.
The good, I've met, how we were talking about friends and family don't really watch us. I have met so many amazing people through this process. I've met underground activists that I don't even know their names, and I trust them more than people I know. And I've met people in town that I didn't even know lived here. Like, there's so many people that have similar beliefs or the exact beliefs that I do, in that we need to defund the police, that it's a system issue, that Trump sucks, yes, but it's not going to get any better with Biden. And with the people coming down from Portland to help show that was one of the most inspiring things that I've been able to be a part of, because they get that shit done. They are about change. They're not about photo ops. And a lot of the people here in town, that's kind of where it was going for a while. So that's the good part of it. Excuse me. The bad part, I've been followed, harassed, like people sitting outside my house, cops driving by staring. I don't want to get too much into it, but my estranged father was a Salem police officer for 27 years. So like, I know who the chief is. Like, this isn't fun to call out these people.
This is like a really drama series in the making.
I know.
It's like,
I know.
Like, you're setting up like a really like a drama sitcom,
like a Law and Order.
Yeah, like it's just like, I'm an activist in the community, and there's neo-Nazis and white supremacists. My estranged father is a police chief. All right, so continue, please.
Yeah, I'm just trying to use like my white privilege and the fact that I do come from such a unique perspective. Like, I don't wish harm on any cop, but at the same time, they shouldn't be doing what they're doing. This is uncalled for, and nobody else is showing what's going on in our own town. So I don't know. I just keep going on.
Well, I mean, the conversation that I always have, and let me know if you agree with this, is it's really a systemic problem. Like, as you're bringing up, like all the systemic problems, law enforcement itself is a systemic problem. And it's not, I mean, when people say reform the police, it's like, no, that ship has sailed. It's far too late. That's not an option anymore. We need to completely defund, demilitarize, and just reinvent what law enforcement means in our lives. And we can't settle for anything but, because when you look at this institution, it's an institution built upon oppression and racism. Those are the pillars of it.
Yep. Yeah, I absolutely agree. We need to do away with the whole prison industrial complex. Like, I was having a discussion earlier. It's kind of ironic to me that these cops want to throw all these people in jail, or in prison rather, to make money off of them essentially, but then they're murdering them in the street. So they're essentially murdering their cash cow, if you would, want to call it that, in the street. It's like the mentality of these cops is, we joke about it, but it's like a stormtrooper. We had a guy that got killed down the street, and he was shot at 27 times by a cop. And I don't care what the circumstances are. That is an insane amount of gunfire, and only 7 shots hit the guy, and some of them went into houses. The whole system is fucked. It needs to be done away with and refigured.
What was the guy, I mean, or what did they say that the guy was doing? Like, why did they shoot him or try to shoot him 27 times?
I listened to the scanner when it happened because I was in the area, and I heard a bunch of cop cars flying by. And since our protest started in Salem, they put a 15-minute delay on our scanner. And I knew about that ahead of time. So as soon as I heard the cops go by, I turned on my scanner, and then I kind of went around the perimeter of what had happened while listening to it. And when it got to the scanner, all they said was there was a guy driving a rattle can white Honda Civic with no front license plate. And then all of a sudden over the thing, it said, officer involved shooting. And then later it comes out the cop was supposedly grazed in the ankle with a shot from the suspect. And then now just today we find out that the cop got let off, is justified. But just today also we're finding out the guy apparently had a pound of meth on him. So like details are differing in the situation, and also stuff isn't being released. And then it's also like they said he got shot in the leg. They said the cop got shot in the leg. They said he got grazed in the ankle. They said he didn't get shot. Like it's all a mess. And the family of the victim has sought legal help because of it.
Have they provided any evidence indicating that officer was shot at? Like have they provided anything? Like, because it's like if you got grazed or if you got actual, like the bullet penetrated you, there'd be physical evidence of both of them. So did they provide anything?
No, not that I'm aware of. And then also they said that the officer was attended to on scene and released on scene. So maybe you can do that with a grazed wound, but it just gives you the question because of all of these things that are unraveling. Well, was he actually shot, or did they just not want record of it? Because if you go to the hospital, there'd be record.
Right.
So it's just all these questions, Well,
it's remarkable. And that's, I mean, we had a shooting in my old neighborhood, Pasadena. We had a shooting and it was a similar thing. They were saying that this guy had a gun and he ran. And then their evidence of that was this highly edited video footage from body cam where, the guy ran and the cop shot him while his back was turned. And I think one of the bullets like got near someone's house, and you see the guy running and his arms are moving like how when you run, and they circle this thing and they're like, there's the gun. And you can't tell if there's anything in this guy's hand. Like you can't like it's like that might just be his finger. Like it doesn't look like he has anything. You can't tell. They point to something in his pants and they're like, that's the gun. Other people were saying it's a belt buckle. I could not tell. I watched it multiple times. I could not tell what it was. I will say if it was a firearm, that was an incredibly weird place to put your firearm. It would make sense if it was a belt buckle. It would make sense that he was undoing a belt buckle because he was going to run. But it's very odd if that was where a gun was. It's very, very odd. And then they're claiming he threw it. And this firearm just completely broke into pieces when he threw it, which I'm pretty sure guns don't typically do that.
Right.
So it was the explanation was shady beyond shady, where it was just like, there's none of that adds up at all. None of it adds up. And of course, we're not going to get the other guy's side of the story because he's dead, because the cop shot him dead.
Exactly.
And the video, I mean, the video they released was just disgusting propaganda. I mean, our mayoral election, you really weren't given a choice. It was real estate developer, current mayor, or real estate developer, guy who's on city council and is buddies with the current mayor. I mean, it was a joke of an election, but I mean, I voted for the other guy because it's just like this guy, whoever's mayor that oversaw any of this happening on their watch and permitted any of it, they just need to lose their job. They need to not be mayor anymore. So it's we had the choice of our current mayor, who sucks every which way, or to write in not Chuck Bennett, which is his name. So that was our choice: Chuck Bennett or not Chuck Bennett. Not Chuck Bennett got like 3% of the vote. Did you write somebody in?
Yeah, I wrote not Chuck Bennett. There was like a little campaign for it.
Nice.
I'm not going to vote for the same guy that keeps implementing this crap.
I'm a not Chuck Bennett stan.
Yeah, not Chuck Bennett.
Not Chuck Bennett gets it on all the issues. You ever talk to not Chuck Bennett? They get it. They get always take my calls.
Get your news on with Ron. Did you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. silicone. We'll go through it together and make